And it's my pleasure because I am a recycler, repurposer, and I just hate to throw anything out that I can use for some other purpose.
Yes.
And I think you're the same way, probably.
Yes,
a little
absolutely.
bit, maybe, not everything. But anyway, you have a REthink Design.
Yes.
Tell us about where you came from. I mean, where did you get this idea, and how can you help us all?
Well, I've always loved refinishing furniture. I actually started as a young child. I used to watch This Old House
that
with Bob
show.
Vila with my dad on the weekends.
Uh-huh.
And I just loved watching all of the woodworking and refinishing, and that's kind of what fueled my first project. I refinished an old nightstand in my bedroom that had multiple layers of paint on it. Took me a really long time. I was a kid. Stripping.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've done that.
And I did it though, and that kind of just fueled
And when you saw the finished product, you're going, wow,
yeah,
I did that.
I did that. And the pride that you feel when you've worked so hard to do something like that, it's just amazing. But creating this company kind of came from my own family's needs. We had a room in our home that just was not working. It was our laundry room, mud area where you came into the home from the backyard. And it was a mess. So my husband is a former general contractor, so I kind of sat down and drew out what I wanted. And he said, Tina, if we buy everything new, we can't afford to do this. So I said, then we have to figure out a better way. And we were able to do it for very low cost. And I thought, if I can do this for myself, other people need this too.
You can teach other people how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, I know that I have a daughter that happens to love to do exactly what you're talking about. She'll go to garage sales and find things, and then she'll refinish it or repaint it or do something. And she'll get a piece that looks like pretty crummy. And it will turn out beautiful. Now, where do you get that eye that you know, like she has the eye that she knows that's going to turn out really good if I do something? Could you say that almost any piece you could do that with, or should it be good wood underneath it? I mean, you've got to look at these things when you do it. So tell us more.
It depends on the feel that you want. If you want to stain the piece, you're going to want to make sure it's solid wood. And a way to do that is to look underneath. You can look in the drawers. You want to make sure that it's not particle board.
Yeah, I hate that stuff.
You can paint particle board though, so that's not completely out of the picture.
Okay.
But depending on what the feel
Whether
and what the design is.
I avoid that like the plague.
But I just did an event with Habitat, their restore, and kind of taught people how to refinish a piece. And this table that I had was so ugly. It had a sticker stuck on it. It just looked terrible. And just sanding it down to bare wood, people couldn't believe what was underneath of that.
I know, you're amazed when you see the grain underneath.
Yes. Especially some of the older pieces, they have like a veneer over the top and it looks really ugly, but it is solid wood underneath.
You can get underneath that,
Yes.
Do you recommend using like the goopy stuff to put on to peel it off, or sanding? Which do you recommend? Because I know I've done both, and it takes forever sometimes if you put the solvents, and it's chemicals and things, so I'm not so sure. What do you recommend?
I would say if it's got a very thick coat of either lacquer or poly or anything on it, you want to get that initial coat off, but most of it you can just blast it with your sander. And it comes right down. So.
And don't be afraid to do that.
No.
No, okay. What do you do when you get a piece that, say, a parquet, you know, with inlaid and stuff? Is that, when you finish that, do you just basically put some that stain and poly that you can put in by hand to bring out the color, or do you just decide to just paint it over, or what? I mean,
no. If it's got some sort of detail like that, you want to expose that and show that. It's probably been hidden for years by paint.
You don't even know what's under it.
Right.
It's amazing when you start sanding and you go, what is this?
I know.
And you find out sometimes it's two different woods or something. I mean, it's got character to it.
Yeah. Yep.
But when you get, I know my big problem is when you get something with curved legs. I mean, those are harder to do. Is that?
It is. I use a Dremel tool for that. I got a kit, anybody can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot, and it's got, I think, 120 pieces in it, all different.
And you know
you
what
can
to
do
with them
anything
all?
with it.
Okay.
No, not all of them. But the sanding ones I do.
Yeah.
So just use a smaller bit and get in there. Anybody can do it. And I encourage people to try it on their own because it's very empowering to know that you can do this.
And what happens if you find something is broken on it? Is that something that you should try and repair, or call somebody, or how? I mean, I use wood glue and things like that to try and repair things, but then I'm never sure whether that was the smart thing to do or what, you know.
It depends on how badly broken it is. You know, if it's a spindle on a chair leg, then you can glue that. You can also reinforce it with screws and use wood filler to kind of cover that up.
And then once it's painted or something, you don't even see that it's been a problem.
Right.
And that might influence whether you want to paint it or stain it.
Yes,
as
most
to
definitely.
What happened here.
Yes.
And where do you recommend that people find these pieces?
I love the Restore.
I know they're great.
I love garage sales. You can find them anywhere. Even
on the side of the road.
Yes.
Free.
Yep. Not to sound like that, but yes.
Well, why not? You know, and those are the things that, you know, it's empowering to me to know that I've saved something from the landfill. You know, and then I'm able to use it. And if you have pieces that in your house that you go, oh, I'll never use that, then, you know, maybe donate them to Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
They'll come and get it, and it will be repurposed over there. And if you want to know where they are, they're over at 115 North Broadway, and you can actually go in the store and check out. And they've got great finds there.
Oh, yes.
My gosh, and great prices. So, and it is a nonprofit organization that's doing a lot to help build homes in our community for low cost.
Yes.
So, and Tina Cullum, do you have a website?
I do. It's www.rethinkdesignllc.com.
And will you consult with people if they would like?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you will consult and give them advice if they need it
Yes,
too.
and you can see my work on my website and my Facebook page.
Okay, you got a Facebook page too?
I do.
Yeah, well, visit my Facebook. I'll visit yours. I know. I
You
think I
got
got
it.
an invite from you too as well. We have such great guests in our area on the show that will bring you such great ideas, and Tina is no exception. She's telling you how to repurpose some of the items that you have. Maybe they're up in your attic, if you still have an attic, and you are thinking, what on earth am I ever going to do with this? But it's just the right size. It would fit somewhere just perfect for. They have these old telephone stands that you can put those almost anywhere, and they fit the purpose. Check out with Tina. She'll let you know whether it's a good idea or not.